Glass Arts Collective, and I'm here with Tabitha of Tabitha's Glass Emporium, and we're here to chit chat.
Thank you so much for inviting me on to chit chat with you. This is fantastic. I feel so like, oh, this is great.
So you will experience a little bit of a delay. She is in Croatia, so she's half a world away from us. But she is also an incredible glass artist. I love watching her YouTube videos. She is so creative, and you make things so simple to understand. And then on top of it, you make some terrific products, which I purchase, and I know several of my customers purchase. And so I kind of just want to talk about how you get your inspiration, let people know you exist, how to find you, and how to enjoy you as much as I am.
Thank you. That's really kind of you.
Well, it's very true. So I think we've been in the business pretty close to the same amount of time. I think you've been doing it maybe a little bit longer than I have. I'm just about 3 years now.
Yeah, I started about 5 years, 5 years ago now. I moved to Croatia 4 years in March, and I discovered glass probably about this time of year, the year before that. So yeah, there's about 5 years now, but yeah, doing this and what I do now, it's more like 4 years.
That's amazing. I discovered it because my mom lives at an assisted living facility here in California, and they had someone come on site and we're teaching classes. And my mom got really excited. I knew nothing about fused glass. And so I went and took a class, and it's a bit addicting for me.
I know the feeling. I think there's a lot of us out there that we should have, we should have Glass Anonymous groups, and hi, my name's Tabitha and I'm addicted to glass.
Exactly. We had a place here in this area, and they had closed this location. And so I didn't have a place to go to. So I talked to my husband, I talked to my mentor, and they said, hey, yeah, I think, you can do this. So I found other artists who are more talented and experienced than I am to join me. And so I started a business, and we do stained glass, mosaic, and fused glass.
Wow.
Glass being my passion. But there's not a lot of that in this immediate area, even though we're in Southern California. There's a lot of smaller shops of just artists doing it themselves or for their own businesses, but not where you can come and take classes.
Well, you've probably got more than we have here. I think I'm one of the very few fused glass people in Croatia.
Wow. Now, where in Croatia are you actually located?
Well, Croatia is a funny country where it's sort of long and then it goes down. They nicked all the coastland. And I think when after the old Yugoslavia split up, Croatia probably did the best of getting all the fantastic coastline. And I'm right at the top. So I'm very close to the motherland of glass, Venice. It's only 3 hours away from where I am. So I do occasionally go, I'm just going to get to Venice for the day. And off I drive and I go to Venice and have a look around, which is fantastic. So yeah, I'm at the northern end, the sort of northern point. So Dubrovnik and Split and all the places tourists tend to go is quite far south from me. But I'm still on the coast. So I still kind of get sea views and being close to the sea, which is nice.
Oh, how wonderful. I went to the national park that has all those incredible waterfalls.
Yeah, Plitvice are beautiful, and I've gone there. But talking about inspiration, that's a very inspirational place for me. And I did some pieces of glass based on going there and the beauty of that place.
That was incredible. It was a long bus ride from the cruise terminal, but it was well worth it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic location. Although I've never been in high season, where I should imagine with a lot of tourists, the tight walkways close to the water's edge could be a bit nerve-wracking.
It was, I think our cruise ship had 4 buses that went, and there were other cruise ships in. So yeah, wow. It was a little crowded, but it was still stunning, just absolutely stunning. You have a YouTube channel, Tabitha's Glass Emporium. And I have subscribed. I highly recommend everyone else do the same to support you and to see when you have new ones coming out. You have terrific ideas, and you have so many of them. I mean, you're making videos. How often do you actually make videos?
It really depends on, one, when the inspiration hits me, and 2, the time I have. So like last month we were really busy and I didn't. And then this month I've got 2 that I'm sort of halfway through, and then I made these new fox gloves, and I was like, oh, I really want to do these and use these in a project. And I just literally thought I could do that. And I will sometimes make a video where I'll go, we're going to give this a go and we're going to film it, and it may be a disaster and then I won't put it out there, or it may be good and I can put it out there. And this one with fox gloves worked brilliantly, and it was a sort of pretty easy, easy to do, easy film, and it was just 2 firings and job done. And sometimes it, just hits me and I go, yeah, I could do that. And I think I'm lucky with inspiration. Sometimes it just sort of comes, sometimes it's from places. Whenever I'm looking at Facebook or Pinterest or any of those places, or Instagram, I will see things that are completely unglass-rated, and either a colour or a design will make me think, I wonder whether you could take that into glass. And I tend to take screenshots of them. And I have thousands of screenshots of things. And then I will look back, I will be doing something else in my photographs, and I'll be like, I still haven't done it. I meant to do something with that. I'm very lucky that literally I probably have a store cupboard of ideas, still out there that I can go, I'm going to kind of, do something like that. I'm going to do something like that. And I kind of have an idea. At the moment, I want to do a series of videos on small things that can be big. So people who have smaller kilns or a microwave kiln, and they can make these things that are like a small item that can then go in a bigger frame, or lots of small items that can go onto something. And I'm trying to collaborate with a friend of mine, Lisa Nixon, who's one of the best microwave kiln people out there. And she can take mine, she can video how to do it in a microwave kiln. So for those people can have a go and see how it's done in a microwave kiln, so they can get an idea as well. So that's fun to do, because I have a little, very small microwave kiln, but it's an art. I think, using a microwave kiln is a different science than using a grown-up plug-in kiln.
Yeah, I stick with the plug-in kilns for myself, but I also offer classes here, so microwave wouldn't be quite big enough. Do you actually offer classes on site?
The moment I have 40 square meters, which I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to convert into American terminology, but put it this way, it's small.
Yes.
It's small, and right now I have 9 employees plus 1 on maternity leave. We've literally, we've had to rejig and lose employees because I've needed to bring someone else in with different skills. And it's awful because I probably could keep them doing some kind of role, but we don't have the space. So we've been looking for a bigger space, and I'm hoping and praying that we found somewhere, but I'm waiting to see whether it works. And once I've got that, then I want a designated space, which will have a big area that I can do workshops. I might even offer residential week-long workshops for people coming from all over the world. Unfortunately, I'm still not going to teach how I make my marini, but to sort of, make some vitrograph stuff, do a stringer pull, and have the use of all the marini we have to make, use in projects, and kind of do different projects every day. So as a sort of kind of boot camp, fun, just sort of having fun with glass.
That's fantastic. And I have to tell you, don't ever give away your secrets for marini. I love your marini. I have no problem paying for it. And I incorporate it into my projects, and I continually get compliments on it. And so I always let them know exactly where I got it from, because
thank you.
It's beautiful. It really, really is. And it's consistently a great product.
When I started doing marini, I did the Nathan Sandberg, and I cannot tell you, if you want to learn marini, he's the go-to guy. I know that AAE have an online class of his, and I would say take it. He's a great person to learn from. It does sort of beyond marini, and that inspired me to think what else I could do. And I took it from there onwards. And for me, it's very much about, I'm very conscious about how much heat work we give glass. So your viewers who don't have much experience, the more heat work we give glass, if you're using bullseye or any glass, it's possible to get COE shift, so that your glass can become incompatible because of the shift. With all my pots, I'm trying not to pre-fuse anything. I'm trying not to use any elements that have already been in the kiln, because actually it's better for compatibility shift. And then when we get our marini out, we always test them. We test them and make sure that they're still compatible. And I've had whole pots of a whole marini that I've not sold, because I'm not happy with how they're looking under the polarizing filters. And then I've got an enormous bowl made out of one whole pearl. I was going to have to make a very big bowl out of it, because it's okay to fuse it together with itself, but not for people to use in other projects. And we're very kind of particular and kind of careful about that. And that's why I'll only use bullseye glass in my bullseye Marini. I won't use any other 90 COE glass because it's not, it's 90 COE compatible, it's bullseye compatible, it's compatible with other bullseye glass. And with 96, we try and just use Oceanside, only Oceanside glass. It's a bit hard with 96 because Oceanside is still selling the old Spectrum. And so it's a little bit harder, and you get the compatibility issues there are larger. But we try and be really kind of have high quality standards. We work in an industry that's not particularly green, it's not particularly eco-efficient, and I'm trying my hardest to do the best I can for the planet. So I try and use recycled packaging. I know I'm using bubble wrap, but I hope everyone out there will reuse the bubble wrap and sending out their things or using it for their projects. Bags now, I found biodegradable plastic bags for our stringers, so we put those in them and that. And this is why I sell the whole of the pull, and all my designs are utilised, that they're pretty good throughout the pull. So from the beginning of the pull to the end when it goes hollow, we sell that because people can use them in their projects, and then we're getting to zero waste. Nothing is going into landfill. And we've now even investing in, rather than using terracotta pots, we're having specially designed stainless steel pots, because I don't use boron, because I know a lot of people out there use boron, and I'm not going to disparage them or say they shouldn't use it, but my personal choice is not to use boron to coat my molds. So I'm just having one pot designated for different coloured pools, so I don't, I just stack on top, and there will be a little bit of waste glass in there, but not so much. Because there's this terrible thing which I found, that China, because of COVID, have not been able to mine enough the raw materials for terracotta. So Italy can't make the pots that we all use, and so I can't get pots anymore. So I would happily use terracotta because we then give them away. Local people will have them in their gardens, but unfortunately we can't get them anymore, so we're using stainless steel. And I'm sorry, I've gone off topic now and told you my life story, which I hope that your guys won't mind hearing so much.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I mean, we're a bullseye shop for all of our fused glass, exactly for the reasons that you said. And I recommend you, because you use the bullseye glass. And I love Tanya Vitt from AAE Glass. She is hysterical. I take a lot of classes from there. I take a lot of online classes, especially during COVID, because obviously we can't go anywhere. Where have you gotten training? You're in Croatia.
Well, I initially got into glass just before I left, and I kind of knew I was leaving. I did pretty much every class course I could under the sun between when I found it to when I left. And I think I did about 15 classes in sort of 9 months. It was a bit, wow, it was a hardcore kind of 9 months, and I learned a lot. And then I sort of felt I needed to sort of defrag and decide. I still do online courses. In England, Warm Glass do online courses. I did one with Amanda Simmons recently, which was fantastic. She does, these beautiful dropout with using powders. So excited. There's a glass school in England called Glass Hub, and even Americans, if you ever get a chance to do a course at Glass Hub in England, they are phenomenal. And Elliot, who won Blown Away, is teaching there, and I'm doing his course, which is really exciting. I've never done glass blowing. I've always wanted to, but I sort of knew that it was a bit like, I did a course with a wonderful woman once who said her glass projects for her were like a Labrador with squirrels. There was another one and another one, and I sort of knew that I needed to stick with fused glass and kind of concentrate on that. And if I got distracted by blown glass, I would fall in love. I'm saying to myself, I can go and do this course with him, and I'm doing a weekend of glass blowing before, and then a one-to-one day of glass blowing, and then his course. So hopefully I won't show myself up as a complete blown glass novice with all these other people who actually know what they're doing. But I have been told I can let him do the glass blowing, and I can just sort of say what I want, which may well be, I think, probably what will happen.
Yeah, I did glass blowing once. We have an incredible instructor up in Santa Barbara, which is about an hour from me. I did enjoy it. It was very stressful. Fused glass to me is much more relaxing and therapeutic for me, which I find very important. And big difference. Blown Away has been a great show. I think we should have a similar one for fused glass, but hey, what do I know?
The thing they like about Blown Away is it's more dynamic. And as you say, fused glass, most of the time isn't so dynamic unless you're doing vitrograph. And then we've had some quite dynamic. I was laughing the other day. We put our pots on overnight and we pull in the morning, and I'd obviously slightly mistimed it, and one had started coming out, but it had gone rock solid. And then we normally get a blowtorch in there just to soften it up. And I bought a new blowtorch, and the whole blowtorch caught on fire. And then I was like, why are the candles going off? And I'm like, help! And we're like throwing it out the door.
Oh,
and
no.
Coral and I were just in kind of like, oh my God, we're just about to set the whole place on it. So we all have, moments of it being less than perfect. And that was definitely a less than perfect moment.
Yes. Well, I love opening the kiln. I mean, that has got to be one of the things I love the most, is seeing people's projects, opening it up, whether it's my project, which of course I love, but opening up for others. And then that time here and there where you open it and it didn't work out, there was something that happened. My heart just drops. It's like, my baby's not right.
I had it today. I've opened the kiln and something's cracked. And it's the second time I've tried this project. And it's the second time it's cracked. And I'm like, ah! And I love this project. I love the idea. I'm going to give it one more go and see if I can make it work. Because it's very YouTube. And I think it'd be great if I can make it work.
Yeah. It's interesting because I try to explain to people, glass has its own personality. You can't guarantee how it's going to react. And I have people who bring in things that they bought online, and I'll look at it and I'll go, I don't think that's compatible. It doesn't look like bullseye. So I'll make them run a test, take a piece of it and run a test. And more times than not, it didn't work. It had the compatibility issue, and it cracked the glass, and saved them from a big, disaster otherwise, which is again why I love recommending your products, because I know they're compatible. I know that if my customers buy them and bring them in, they're going to be really as happy as I've been with them.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of great reputable suppliers in America and in England doing Marini. There's great people out there. I mean, it's not the individuals to worry about. It's don't buy off Amazon. Don't buy off Amazon Marini. They're going to say it's 90 and it's always 104. It is, guaranteed off Amazon and eBay. It's most unlikely to be. And, Etsy have great people selling proper Marini and the right COE. There are lots of people out there, but it's just, buy off someone who's making it, who's reputable, not because it's just, glass is expensive. We all know it's not a cheap hobby we've all chosen. We may love it, but it's not cheap. I mean, I had someone come the other day who went, I quite like the idea of learning glass, and I know they're Croatian, and I know disposable income is not a big thing out here. And I was like, I just don't think this is a good thing for you to try and get into right now, knowing, how tight money is. So I hate people, anyone breaking a project, even when this project I've done, I'm like, that was 2 sheets of text, a load of Marini. And it's like, oh, damn it. And, I look at it and go, is there anything I can do with that now to make it not gone? But, sometimes you just have to go, okay, that one goes in the bin and let's start again. But non-compatible Marini. And it may not break now, but it will break at some point.
Yes. Well, there's definitely other people here who make Marini, but you make some beautiful Marini. That's very unique. You have your own custom design, and it shows. So yes, other people do make it here, but you ship around the world, and I get my shipments in a timely manner. And so it's like, supporting another artist that I enjoy as much as you is where I like to be. So
thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's also, I would say I'm slightly cheaper, because I am using the whole pool, because I want to stick with that ethos. You're going to get a bit of, a little bit of bad with some good, which is still usable. I am considerably cheaper than the other people out there. Plus the shapes. There's not many other people doing, for your custom people who don't know, I do amazing shapes. So the other day I did lilies, water lilies, which are kind of zigzaggy shaped at the edge. We did Day of the Dead Skulls, which I think we're probably out of stock. We've done all sorts of amazing shaped Marini, these foxglove sort of shaped ones. We do bluebells. We do all sorts in different shapes. So I think we're pretty much the only person out. Few people are doing leaves, but the kind of lots of different shapes that we do is fairly unique. Even this week we brought out a water lily pad. So a sort of lily pad shape, which is really cool, and some carp and some ducks. So it was like this whole pond scene I wanted to do. So there were carp, ducks, water lilies, and lily flowers.
They're wonderful. Why don't you give us your YouTube channel, and
So
I will put it at the end as well.
Fantastic. The YouTube channel is Tabitha's Glass Emporium. If you just put that into YouTube, it will come up. And the website is www.tabithasglassemporium too. And as you say, we ship worldwide. Our shipping costs are really cheap. We take every currency. We do US dollars, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, sterling, and euros. Yes, it may take a little longer to get to you than somewhere in America, but it's not too bad.
We're probably one of the further ones because we're California, and it's really amazing how quickly we get your products. So like I said, it's wonderful. I love working with you. I love chatting with you today. And
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate you taking the time. We had a time zone coordination to do.
No problem.
You made it work so easily. And I've enjoyed you. I've sent emails to you many times, and now to actually be able to talk to you in person is just such a gift and an honor. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's been lovely to talk to you, and it's nice to get out there and see or be seen by some people in the US and say hi to you all.
Exactly.
Hello, you guys across the pond.
Absolutely.